In the fourth trend is that something virtual becomes more important than something real. Virtual world could not implemented by a virtual world could be implemented by artificial intelligence and virtual reality technologies. In 1950, Turing proposed the new how to test artificial intelligence. It is called Turing test. Experimenter communicate with machine or human. However, the experimenter cannot differentiate which one is real human. Then the artificial intelligence is perfect. Now, artificial intelligence in these days almost passed the test. There is an artificial intelligence idol in Japan. This idol, called Shinosaki, is not really a person, but it or she it is beautiful, or she is beautiful, and it was created and it sings very nicely, and the real idol compete with this virtual idol in these days, but they cannot compete. They win against this virtual idol, because this virtual idol communicates with fans for 24 hours in a day, and they can, through SNS. And one of the technology that enables virtual reality is artificial presence. Artificial presence is a skill to stimulate a person's sensory organ. Artificial presence can stimulate human organ like he is in a jungle. With artificial presence, it sounds like he is in the jungle, and everything looks like a jungle, and the smell and the touch are felt like in the jungle. Now, as technology continue to evolve, it becomes an era that virtuality dominating reality. Virtual is so better than real. In the real world, because of law of gravity, if you drop something, it will fall down. But not in virtual world. In the world, you can experience as virtual world, it will become wider, and the world in the virtual world will become wider and deeper. In computer game, it is actually happening. Computer games are being developed with the aim of getting close to reality at first. Now, it has become the time to experience everything you desire. Sometimes reality could be overwhelmed by virtual reality. Did you hear about the news killing a person to get game item? To get game item, you use your own money, real money, and some people killed people to get game item. Money is a reality, but game item is virtual, but real sacrificed by virtual. You can also use virtual to perform treatment. For example, exposure therapy may treat phobia by exposure to certain condition. Acrophobia is that people feel fear in high place. If you bring a person with acrophobia to the real high place, you cannot treat him. But if he experiences it in a virtual situation, acropia phobia could be treated. People with insect phobia, driving fright, and airplane phobias can be cured by virtual reality. Alcohol addiction, gambling addiction, and other mental deficiency can be also cured by virtual technology. So virtual is not bad thing. Is it? Virtual is value natural. However, it is reality that virtual world comes. The world will become more virtual than real because of two reasons. Human desire is infinite, but real has limitation in fulfilling, uh, fulfilling one's desire. Moreover, virtual reality technology prosper more and more. These two forces work together, and in the future, the world will become more and more virtual. Also, in Indonesia, mobile game revenue is right now 300 million US dollar, and it is ever increasing. When we talking about convergence, I think this sentence is meaningful. Convergence awakens the state of uh, paralysis, paralysis, uh, paralysis of Narcissus at the boundary of two types. Narcissus is the story of a man in Greek mythology who died in a lake while loving himself. It means that if we only think about our own field, it paralyze our sense of the outside. People who only think about one field are called I-type. I-type, and it doesn't have special meaning. Here, I does not have special meaning. Just the shape of letter I is the same as 1. And it is called T-type, that one is interested in both sides while working hard in one field. In addition to this, it is called Pi-type, to work hard in two fields and to be interested in the other field. In the 21st century, I think the pi type is increasingly needed. Let's talk about it with the 4 megatrends we already learned so far. Okay. First of all, the entropy increase. So many people exchange, and it is important to understand each other. In addition, new concept is in conceptual age is often created through convergence. Homo ludens, human become more interested in play. Play is about experience things that are not everyday. In particular, the technology used in computer game are very convergence. Also, to implement a virtual world, various fields must be merged with each other. Engineeringly, the environment has been changed to converge. In the past, mechanical products were product of mechanical engineering, and architecture buildings are made by architectural engineers. Similarly, electronics devices were product were made by electronic engineers. But what about now? As autonomous vehicles become more important, mechanical engineering, electronic engineering, and computer engineering engineers must work together. The same is true for a smart home. In particular, in the game field, new services are being created by combining various technology. The talent that Google wants are as follows: a person who is good at teamwork and communication, and who is positive and moral, and who enjoys change in the IT field. I think the other companies have the same ideas. In conclusion, all four megatrends support convergence. I encourage you to think about what four megatrends are for you. As I already told you, I teach 5 weeks in total, first 2 weeks and the last 3 weeks. I will evaluate you as follows. The assignment will be given in eCampus. I will give 8 homeworks due every week. Its weight is 40%. And I will give one project and one team project. Their due is November 30, and their weight is 30% and 20% respectively. Also, I will check about attendance as for 10%. Now I will talk about what I will teach. I will explain. I will teach for in following 3 lectures. It is basically abstraction. Abstraction is a property that so to get extract property that several different kinds of objects have in common. For example, here are two pencils and two persons and two apples. Each are very different. However, it is common that they can be expressed with the number 2. Here, uh, here are bird and dog and frogs are different. However, they have properties that they have in common. There are a number of common properties, such as having legs, or eyes, or moving, and so on. I'm very interested in 5G wireless communication and play network game over that network. And Dr. Kim is interested in electromagnetic uh, applications and wireless sensing. And Dr. Lee is interested in medical electronic systems. In next 3 hours, I'm going to talk about abstraction of these three different areas. Thank you for listening.